Hi, everybody. My name is Jared Wade, and I am the Communications Director for the town of Avon, and I am here with Town Manager Ryan Cannon. If this is the first time you've ever seen one of these, what we do is after a town council meeting, a plan commission meeting, or a BZA, Board of Zoning Appeals meeting, we take about 5 minutes the day after, or maybe sometimes a couple days after, and do a quick recap of the meeting. So that way, if you don't have the opportunity to watch the sometimes 4 or 5 hour long meetings, this will just give you a quick synopsis of what has happened. And then if there's something that sparks your interest, you're always welcome to go back and watch those live streams on YouTube, LinkedIn, and on our website. You can easily find them on avongov.org. Today, we're going to be talking about the meeting that happened last night. There was a town council meeting happened last night here at Town Hall. Ryan, nothing major like life-changing happened, but there was some good stuff that was talked about. Can you give us the breakdown?
Sure. Yeah, it was a pretty busy meeting. We had quite a few items. Again, like Jared said, nothing super important, but we did have a lot. The first thing we had is introduction of a rezoning for a hotel proposed along County Road 900 East. And so they did do that introduction to the council, and the council gave them some feedback on how they would feel about that rezoning. And so if you're interested in that, stay tuned. It'll be going to the Planning Commission. So that's your opportunity if you want to provide any input. This will be right across the street from the Costco. So if you know where that is, that's where they're talking about going. The next one, we had our new Parks Director, Shelby Marshall, got up and did a presentation on mower quotes. The Parks Department is planning to replace 2 mowers and purchase 2 new mowers, and that added up to about $13,000. And so we're going to buy those new mowers, and hopefully it doesn't take 6 months for them to get here, but we're at least going to get them ordered. So
now the reason, I don't think we've ever really talked about this before, but the reason why department heads and departments as a whole have to present certain things to council, like if we need to purchase something that is a couple $100, it's not the end of the world. However, once it surpasses a certain amount, I think it's like $10,000.
Yeah, $10,000.
Once it surpasses that number, we have to get the approval from council because it's a large amount of money, and this is taxpayer money. We want to make sure that we're being responsible with these funds. So before those large purchases are made, we go to council. Council normally asks a lot of really good questions about, hey, why are we spending this money? What's it going to be used for? Asking the right questions, making sure that that money is being used correctly. So just wanted to give a little context about, why that process happens like that.
And that's a good lead in. So really any purchases over $10,000, and then all contracts actually have to go to the town council. So the next item on the agenda was a maintenance service agreement, which is a contract. The town has actually 2 remote weather information systems. What those are is that just means they're basically weather stations out in the community, and they actually provide us weather data. And that's what we use to do snow removal. And that's one of the reasons we think we have some of the best snow removal around, is that we're able to collect that data, and that then drives our decision. It also allows us to save money because that information helps us understand what the condition of the roads are going to be so that we can properly treat them and snowplow them or do whatever is required for that. So we did a 5-year agreement with that, and the town council did approve that. So that will be in place for several years going forward. The next item we had was accepting annexation petitions. For those of you who don't know, annexation is a process where if you do not live in the town of Avon, a way for you to become a town of Avon resident. This is the legal process the town has to go through to make non-residents residents. So we had 2 petitions, or actually 2 sets of petitions. The first one was from Oxford Park, which is a neighborhood over on County Road 525 East. And the town has been talking to them about annexation. They had 80 property owners who signed petitions, and so the town council accepted those petitions last night. Oxford Park is part of the Parks of Prestwick, right by the fire station on County Road 525 East. So we are going to begin the annexation process for those properties. It's a voluntary annexation, which will take about 9 months. So a little bit of a long process there, but we're going to get going to bring those residents into Avon. The other one we talked about a little bit earlier, which was the hotel project on County Road 900 East. A couple of the properties aren't in the town of Avon that are along 900, so they're asking to have those annexed into town, which also gives us the planning and zoning jurisdiction. And so we'll move forward with both those annexations. If you have any interest in annexation, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to talk to your homeowner association or talk to anybody who's interested in that as well. So,
and also on the website, avongov.org, there's an FAQ that has been set up, and it gets updated whenever there's new questions about how the annexation process works. All you have to do is go to avongov.org, and then in the upper right-hand corner, there's a search bar. You can just literally type in annexation, and it's the first result that pops right up. So avongov.org, and then in the search bar, just type in annexation or annexation FAQ, and there will be a list of questions that you can go through.
So the next one then is Public Works Director Steve Moore got up and request approval for a contract with Etica, which is an engineering company. The town received federal funds to build a roundabout at the intersection of Raceway Road and County Road 100 North. And so we had started some preliminary design, but now we had to do the complete full design to be able to progress that project to construction. And so the town council did approve that agreement with Etica. It's about $400,000, which includes design, right-of-way acquisition services, and kind of everything that revolves around designing and getting that project ready for construction. It'll be about a $3.5 million project, so it's going to be a pretty expensive roundabout to build. There's lots of issues up there to try to address, so we're going to get going on that. So stay tuned, more to come. Construction probably 2025. So couple years away still, but it just takes this long to develop projects.
Keyword there, probably 2025. We won't know until we actually get everything ready, and then we'll be able to communicate out and let everybody know what's going on with that. Since that's road work, I'm just going to kind of piggyback off everything here and say, back on the website, once again, you can sign up for notifications about road work. So when there is construction happening, when there's paint striping happening like it is right now, you can sign up for notifications through the website. So just go to avongov.org. Once again, there's 6 little buttons, alerts and notifications. Click on that, and then you're going to be able to sign up for roadwork notifications and things of that nature. Again, a little plug, just keeping you informed so you know what's going on.
The next one is Avon Logistics Project Agreement. This is actually an economic development tool that the town has. So for those of you, I know everyone knows 100 South is under construction, but those buildings on the north side of 100 South that are under construction, the one that's up, and then there's one that's just getting started now, that area is Avon Logistics. And so the town is doing what's called a developer purchase bond to support the infrastructure for that area. So what that means is the town will actually pledge TIF revenue to pay back a bond, but the developer buys the bond. And so this is actually really good for taxpayers. It's a protection for you guys. The taxpayers aren't putting the money out there. They're not at risk. If the developer doesn't develop his project and doesn't generate tax revenue, then he doesn't get paid back, or the developer doesn't get paid back. So this is actually a really good economic development tool. The town's doing it quite a bit on some of these projects that we're doing that you see along Ronald Reagan, as well as on 100 South. And that's how we've been able to attract some of this economic development. So the town council approved that project agreement with them, and so we will be moving forward with selling that bond to support that project. Next, we have a couple of resolutions. The first one, again, another one of our economic development tools is tax abatement. And so we had a new development that's going to be on Ronald Reagan Parkway on the east side, right across from where you can see those 2 new big buildings going up. There's going to be a new development called Rise. It's going to have 20 buildings, and it's called an accelerator. And so they help existing businesses get into new space to help them accelerate and grow their business. And we think this is a great fit for Avon, that it'll kind of be a starting point, and then they can move into some of the bigger buildings that we've got under construction in the future as their businesses grow. And that way they're able to stay in Avon and continue to be in Avon. And that's really the interesting thing about this type of development, that it shows that when these businesses start there, as they grow and get bigger, they stay within 3-mile radius of where they started. And so that's our hope, is to diversify our tax base and kind of create some additional jobs and things like that. So the town council did approve a tax abatement for that project as well to help support that. Likewise, the next thing on the agenda is an interlocal agreement. In that area, West Central Conservancy District doesn't provide sewer, and so the town of Plainfield is going to provide sanitary sewer. In order for Plainfield to provide sanitary sewer in Avon, we both have to pass an interlocal agreement. And so the town council approved that, and then the town of Plainfield will have to approve it as well. And then at that point, they'd be able to provide provide sanitary sewer service for
Mhm.
them. So the next thing we had on there is a resolution approving a plan commission order. The town is creating a new TIF district. I know we've talked on here a couple of times, and there's been information on our website about a new project called Easton Gray, which will be a town center project, which we're really excited about bringing to the community. And likewise, how I talked about Avon Logistics, in order to attract that kind of development, the town needs to be able to provide some incentives. So with like the Avon Logistics project, we're also going to do a developer purchase bond for Easton Gray, which will, again, help support the infrastructure and the things needed to have that type of a development. And so the first step in doing that is to create what we call a TIF district, which allows us to capture the revenue from that area from property taxes in order to pay for the bond. So the town council had to approve the plan commission order. This is part of the process. The plan commission has to say that area is identified as an area for growth and development, and then the town council has to agree with that as well. And then ultimately the redevelopment commission actually will create the TIF district. And so we're just kind of working our steps through that process. And so the town council approved that as well. And then the last thing was just an introduction of a bond ordinance. And again, that's for Avon Logistics. So the town council introduced that, but then they'll actually have to approve that at the next meeting. So
Speaking of next meeting, next town council meeting is
September 8th at 7 p.m.
September 8th. And that's a public meeting, which means anybody can come. You're welcome to join us. If you have something that you'd like to share, there's public comment opportunities online on avongov.org. There, the full agenda center is available, so you can take a peek when that agenda is posted. That agenda is posted a week before the meeting normally, right?
Yeah, normally the Friday before the meeting, it ends up on the website.
Yep. So you can always jump on there just to take a quick peek to see, hey, what are they going to be talking about? What's going on? We encourage anybody and everybody to make their way out and attend a meeting at least once. It's a really good opportunity to see kind of the inner workings and how the town council works and things that we have to process and how we have to go through things as well. Also, the first town council meeting is when all of the departments give their updates. So you're going to actually hear updates from all of the different department heads, find out what's going on, all of that good information that's happening as well. Other than that, I think we're good. We went over our 5 minutes. Big shocker right there, but it's okay. There wasn't a lot of heavy hitting items, but there was some really good things that happened that we wanted to make sure that we explained. That way we keep you better informed into what's going on where you live. Ryan, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jared. Thanks, everybody.
Take care. Have a great weekend, and we shall see. Oh, don't forget, next Tuesday, August 30th. Tuesday, August 30th is our next council conversations. We're going to be having it here at Town Hall, and we're going to be talking about road work. Public Works. So that means I've got Public Works Director Steve Moore. He's going to be here, as well as a couple different council members. I think Steve Eisenbarth and Greg Zuzan are both going to be here as well. So if you have questions about roadwork projects, if you've got questions about projects that are happening now, things that might be happening around the corner, down the road, no pun intended, but I'll take the pun anyways because it was right there. Come on out. It's going to be happening from 6:30 until 7:30. If you've never come to a council conversation before, it's a very simple process, very laid back. The first 30 minutes or so, it's one-on-one conversations with people. And then the second half an hour we take is more like a group conversation. We've done this 2 other times, and we've had some very positive feedback from it. So we're looking forward to having this one. Again, August 30th, 6:30 to 7:30. You can also check it out on our calendar on our website. Another plug, avongov.org. Have a good one, everybody. Be safe.